Hi everybody, thanks for coming back to the channel. This is the Spartan Toy Hunter, and this is a kit bashing edition here, and custom tips ideas that I wanted to share. Hasn't really been made yet, but hoping to inspire some people with some ideas on how to create their own. So the main players that we have here are, we got Hydroman in the center, and then we have Johnny Storm, and we have Mr. Fantastic, and we have the build-a-figures pieces here from the Super Skrull wave. And we also have a Chris Evans head right here. He's going to come in a little bit later. And so the first thing I want to do is I'm going to go right into it. So we're going to be kit bashing all three of these. So first thing is Mr. Fantastic. So the first thing I'm going to let you guys know is I heated the joints and the shoulders for all except for Johnny Storm, but Hydroman definitely, and this one. And when that happened, this made Mr. Fantastic's arms easily able to detach. So this is the Walgreens exclusive where you were actually able to remove the arms and then put them with the stretchy. So now with the arms detached, if you grab the long arm of the Super Skrull, you will find that it attaches great to this body. It fits snug, so it actually poses beautifully. We're going to do the same thing with the Super Skrull arm of the thing. Pop that in, and voila. Look at that. Now you have a really nifty, I think mostly a very improved Mr. Fantastic. If you have the other arm, if you actually have two of these, that can come into perfect play, because all you have to do is actually turn it around, plug it in, and just turn the bicep swivel around. Now the only problem is that you'll have the hand facing the other way. Now that's not going to be a problem, because if you wanted to, you detach this and then you go to Hydroman and you detach his fist. Now this fits into the socket, and now take a look at that. Now you have Hydroman's hand giving you the ability to enhance the look. This is definitely something that I've seen in the comic books right here. Now, gotta make sure it stays in there. But yep. So one thing that you could do is, if you have the blue one or black one, you would just paint the entire arm the color of the suit. And if you wanted to get really technical, you can try to see if you can replicate the paint that you have here and place it onto this fist, this forearm. Now, if you take a look, this hand is a little bumpy because of the hydro effect. But if you sand it down, you might be able to create a smoother surface. It's a little tough, but you're going to need a fine 400 sandpaper to make this happen. So that is the first kit bashing that we have here. So this could really make your Mr. Fantastic pop in the gallery of, your stand of where you're posing the Fantastic for. So I'm going to detach that. I'm going to return the arms real quick and return the disappointing fingers, creepy fingers of this hand there. Yeah, not sure what they were thinking there, but okay. So we're putting that down. Now, the only Hydroman. So as you can see, his arms are very loose. I've taken this arm off, so take a look. As you can see, I can heat it up and pop it off. Okay, and now we're going to take his smug face off. Looks like an 80s bully from, I don't know, the Karate Kid or... Yeah, no thanks. So, take a look. Now we only have the torso and the legs. So what we're going to do now is grab Johnny, grab his head, place it on. It does fit. It's a little snug, but it does, and you can actually move it around. And the skin tone is very, very close. So you could just leave it and not have to do anything. Now we're going to get the scroll arm. We're going to take that Hydroman hand off. We're going to plug this in to one side. We're going to return the fist. And you're probably already knowing exactly what I'm going with this. Grabbing the thing, the Super Skrull thing arm, and now that does the exact same thing as the Mr. Fantastic. Stays in place. Now, with that, you have the special effects for the fist of the thing. So you're going to place this on here like so. Now you got yourself a Johnny Storm from the Fantastic Four Part 2, The Rise of the Silver Surfer Johnny, where he was able to absorb all of the powers of the Fantastic Four and was able to hold him for himself to fight Dr. Doom. Now, the next thing is that I had this from, I believe it was Sunspot from the Sugarman wave. Now this had a little piece of a necklace. If you see my previous video, you'll see what I was talking about, where I shaved it off and used a little Dremel to kind of sharpen up the edges of the flames here. And so if you needed some more flame, you could definitely use that. And so now you got yourself a regular clothed Johnny Storm ready to battle. Nice. Okay. So now, the next thing I also wanted to do, we'll take this off. Take the arms. I can't tell you how many times I've actually taken these arms off and on, so they're constantly reusable. Something else that you can do, if you felt like his neck was a little bit too beefy and needs to be a little bit thinner, you can always use a Dremel to thin out the neck and try to make it a little bit more compatible, but that'll be up to you. And so now we're going to grab the regular arms of the Super Skrull, both, and we're going to attach them. I love that pop that I hear. Very secure. Now, if you take a look, this arm, these two arms on here, they look pretty extremely beefy. I mean, they're very muscular, and they don't really quite add up much. You know, they don't match up well to the torso. The torso seems not quite that muscular, but there was something about it that I actually approved of it, and I was trying to figure out exactly why this, you know, this made sense. Like, it wasn't as bad as I thought, and then I realized that the way that they designed this was very similar to the Punisher. Now, if you take a look, the torso is exactly the same. And this is the Luke Cage torso that they use. And so you turn to the side, the arms are very, very similar in size. Let's see if I can get there you go, a little purple, making it too dark. So it's very, very similar. Now, if you're one of the ones that was not able to get the Punisher out in the wild, you could, if you do have a Punisher in hand, you can take his head, place it. Come on, baby. Come on. There we go. And now take a look. You've got yourself a Frank Castle body. Now you could easily paint everything, or you can actually dye it. Not in food, but coloring. If you just dump this, maybe take it apart in certain places, and then just put it into a, something you don't cook in, a pot, and just put some dye and just let it soak there. That may be another tutorial I might make, but you can get this in all black, and all you would need to do is either paint this all black to make it all fit, or you can make it into a sleeve very similar to the Frank Castle here, and be able to make that skin tone go down the arms and into the hands. So this hand of the Punisher comes out very easily, but the design of this hand is very different on the interior part. You have to heat this up and then take it out, and I don't have enough time to do that right now. But so when you get these arms, just be careful. If it's not going, trust me, a hand that pops off will pop off very, very smoothly, like I just did. But this one, not so much. I pull and tug, and the design of it hooks in to the wrist, and it will not let go. So if you want, you can actually replace them with other hands to put in there. So you can use Hercules hands, you can use Odin's son, there's a lot, even Hyperion, anything that has a fist that's pretty comparable to this arm. Now I ended up grabbing these from Captain Britain, and let me show you what it actually looks like with the Super Skrull. So you see that little plastic right there? It kind of gets a flat surface facing the hand. That is what gets caught, and you have to heat it up to soften it so you can pull it out. Now if you got a Dremel and you sanded this down, you can use a sandpaper, you can use the Dremel, and if you just smooth that out, you can actually make this more compatible to pop it in and out whenever you want. So that's another idea that you can, something you can try out. So with any pieces of any toy, any figure that you have that you don't quite, don't need, or if you find half off or cheap or loose, there is use for it. You can use parts, and you can actually be able to benefit from those parts, just like how I did. Now Hydroman doesn't really have much to offer except for looks when it comes to his arms, but we found an amazing second life for it right here. You got yourself another Frank Castle possibility right here, or anything that has a similar size head. I really realized how big his head is compared to a lot of the other Marvel Legends out there. So there you go, and it works very well. Oh yeah, he's feeling himself right now. This is without a doubt. Hopefully this gives you some good ideas on what you can do, and hopefully I got to the point and didn't ramble on. I'm getting used to talking in front of the camera. So there you go. So if you wanted to, you can pop this off. You can make yourself a Super Skrull Frank Castle, or just a super powered Frank Castle, just like that. All right, everybody. Thanks for stopping by. I know we didn't do much with this body, there is one thing I would like to show, is that I did replace these feet from the Johnny Storm, and I replaced them with the Spiderman, and it looks pretty good. I like how flat they are. I like how they actually help with standing, so works out pretty well. So that's it. Thank you very much for joining me, and I hope this gave you some good ideas. So I'm gonna actually look and see if I can find another piece for this. This belonged to She-Hulk, so I'm not gonna be able to find her anytime soon. So hopefully somebody has this in a loose, because I would like to buy it, place it onto both sides of Mr. Fantastic. So all right, with that, I am signing off. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you on the next video. Take it easy.